In the first month in Indiana that gambling was legalized, sports gambling, where you could go to a place and bet, $34.5 million was gambled, okay? $34.5 million in Indiana. This is Indiana, which if you look at our downtown, it is literally 1/8 of a block of New York City.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Not a massive town. Good people here. Hoosier hospitality is a real thing. But let's just assume that this isn't a lot of humans living in Indiana. That's why Indiana's probably better, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That amount of money is being gambled just in Indiana. When that amount of money is tripled whenever it goes online full time in every single state, and there's people with a lot of money on each game, and Alberto Riveron and his little crew of Foot Locker people continue to blow these game-deciding calls, at what point is it just going to be dangerous? At one point, are people not going to be happy with this? At what point are people going to continue to lose money, whether it's because NFL coaches and players, they're going to get more checks, right? Guys are going to get more checks. So if you blow a call, yes, you're affecting a career. Yes, you just changed potentially the projection of the Lions season last night. But what about the guy that's flipping tires for a living that just wants to put $10 down on the Detroit Lions? His Lions team shows up, plays well, and in his eyes and in his mind, the only reason why he lost that bet is because the umpire threw 2 phantom calls, and that guy is just miserable. He's going to start hating the NFL for that. He's going to start hating these refs for that. He is going to not be happy. And everybody's like, well, you shouldn't put money on the game. Well, that's just what's happening. But the people that are saying you shouldn't put money on the game, $34.5 million being gambled. People enjoy sports more whenever they have a horse in a race. I don't think everybody gambles to excess. Just like people who have a couple of drinks at night don't drink to excess. Just like people who, I think drink's the best reference there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not everybody's alcoholics. Just like not everybody is a degenerate gambler.
Just makes things a little bit better.
Just a little bit better. Put $5 in, $10 in. What happens whenever these guys and girls just continue to get screwed by these refs? There's going to be a little bit of a public outcry, I would say. And this is something that they need to nip in the butt very quickly.
You mentioned the 35 in Indiana because it just came on. But last month or in August, there was $300 million in both New Jersey and Vegas. And then I tweeted this last night.
So is that $600 million combined? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so 300 in
both places. And I said this last night.
That's 2 places, by the way. We are 50 different countries, this America of ours. That is 2 different countries there, New Jersey and Nevada. $600 million gambled just in those 2. There's a lot of money going on in these games that people just want to, by the way, it intrigues them. Horse racing, you think anybody gives a single damn about those horses running a lap? I mean, I guess there's some people that really love it and they're like, oh, it's art or whatever, and it could be even. It's 100% because people are gambling on it. That's just the world that we live in right now.
I mean, that was like the purpose of horse racing. That's like why it was created, was so people could gamble on it.
Shout out to the Rooneys. They got an entire football team that does it.
Damn right.
Well, if they continue to influence who covers the spread in this way, I mean, it's going to become a big part of a fader's job to pay attention to what crew's working what game, and do they screw up more calls at home? And then your average gambler is going to have to start adopting that into their
which, by the way, is
strategizing,
which is smart. You have the Action Network app too that helps. I think with a lot of that stuff. I don't know if they do the ref breakdowns.
They did umpires in baseball, so I assume NFL
refs
is coming soon.
So Booger McFarland last night talked about how Matt Patricia has brought the Patriot way to Detroit, and I agree. Since I've been inside that building twice now, I agree that he's trying to flip that thing around and make it a much more, back to the basics technique, do your job type thing like the Patriots, while still trying to build their own brand. And he talks about how they break down the refs each week and this and that. I think that happens in every NFL team. I think that is something that does happen. And I appreciate Booger McFarland bringing that to people's attention because of how impactful the refs have been this year. But that is something that NFL teams do the day before the game. They're like, all right, here we go. Because they don't assign them until late. They don't assign the refs until late. And I always wondered why. I still wonder why. But I think it's because of what I'm about to tell you. They'll point at a ref, and they have their actual stats. They would be like a GA's job, like a guy who isn't a full-time coach. He's like an assistant or whatever. And he'll have an entire projection for it. He'd be like, all right, this back judge right here, this guy, flag happy, all right? So we can't be doing this. This guy loves to throw pass interferences, so maybe we get a couple shots in to see if this guy will get a little loose in the pocket for us. And then this guy, a lot of roughing the passers. So remember that if it's an after a play or something like that, he will protect you. Like all that stuff gets broken down. And on the flip side, defenders, this guy, if you touch anything, he's calling it. They get very antsy with holding calls. Stay away from this. That is a full breakdown that happens the day before games. And I would assume it has to be heightened even more. But I think the big problem nowadays is there's zero consistency. I think even within crews, there's no consistency. I mean, last night there was a ball going the opposite direction and then a touchdown. And they're all on headphones. So I don't know how it happens. Clete Blakeman, by the way, very good referee. He was catching a lot of ricochet shots last night for his crew making a mistake, which I do believe falls on Clete, by the way. It's his crew, and I think Clete will even say that. Clete is a good ref, though. But the fact that his boys all on the earpieces weren't like, oh, on this side, you can't see the ball over there? Okay, well, how about you don't make a damn call then? I can see the ball over here, and it's in. Like, that is something that should happen, I assume, and does happen. But optically, that looked terrible for these refs yet again. It was just like the Green Bay-Seattle touchdown, touchback, incomplete situation that was happening. It's a wild world right now, and they really got to figure it out.